Hi, Gary. My name is Michael, and I just spoke with Holly yesterday when I called, and she gave me your email so that I could send you over this quick video that I made about basically how you can get some more customers in the Prescott and Quad Cities area. I'm sure, as you know, if anybody is searching for anything these days, pretty much the first thing they do is pull out their phone, get on Google, and put in whatever they're searching for. So in your case, if somebody was searching for an electrician, they'd probably put in electricians in Prescott or electricians near me or something of that nature. And when you do that, this is what the search results that come up. Now this right here is called the Google Map Pack. It's also referred to as like the local 3-pack, and there's a few other names too. But basically, when anybody is searching for something online that's local, this is pretty much the place that they go. I know most people aren't going to go down here and click on all these other links because this is much more visual, and this is just where statistically about 33% of people click. And when it comes to a local search, like searching for an electrician in Prescott, they tend to get about 80+% of the clicks. So this is definitely where you want to be for a local business. And as you can see right here, Cobb is at the top, and then it goes Mr. Electric, and then Pomeroy. And if we click on more places here, it'll show us everybody else who is an electrician in the area that is indexed in Google. So if we scroll down here a little bit, we'll see you're down here. And so you're what, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're about number 8 down there. And as you notice back here, it only shows the top 3. And 90% of the time, people are going to click on the top 3. They won't even bother to click more places. If somebody in the top 3 has 5-star reviews and has a website, a phone number, that's good enough for them usually. And that's going to be the first person they call. And if they can close the deal, then they get the business. And obviously you don't. So basically my entire business revolves around getting local businesses in that 3-pack that we were just talking about. So how do we get into the 3-pack? Well, first we want to do what's called an audit and see what other people or electricians are doing that you are not yet, and see if we can decipher why they are getting up in the 3-pack here rather than yourself. So if we go over here and we look at this Moz audit here, we can see that for your business, it found that you have a Facebook profile, and you've got all these accounts set up with different directories and data aggregators, which is good. But when it comes to ranking in that 3-pack, one of the biggest things is called the NAP, which is name, address, and phone number, and they need to be perfectly consistent across all of these directories for Google to really give it priority for indexing. So as you can see here, you've got, most of these profiles are getting pretty close to being complete. But, if you look down here, the big one is Google, because obviously people are searching in Google. You need to have your Google My Business page set up and optimized. And it's showing that it's pretty much entirely incomplete. And even when I searched your business, and I actually clicked on it over here in Google, and go back to it, there's not a lot of information that even comes up. You've got your website here, there's a phone number, and then if we actually click on the listing, there's a couple of pictures, but that's it. It says that you close at 5. It doesn't show an address. There's no button here that I can click to set up a call or anything of that nature. So if we go back over here, we can see that on info group, it says you've got 17% inconsistent information. Insider pages, 5% incomplete, 11% inconsistent. Yellow pages, for example, you have at least one duplicate in there somewhere. So fixing all these up and then some would go a long way to getting you towards the top of the Google Map Pack, which is where almost everybody gets the vast majority of their business for local businesses and professionals in any city. Another tool over here is this audit tool from Hoth, and basically it has a much more in-depth view of all the different data aggregators and citation sources. So what this is showing is Yahoo. It's showing this address in Oriental Avenue, and then Facebook, for example, is showing an address in Sundog. Shows you don't have a listing in Foursquare. Bing has you listed on Kiji Dava Circle. MapQuest has you back on Oriental. So there's a lot of inconsistency. Local.com doesn't even have an address. It just says serving your area in Prescott. So, to go in here and clean all these up and make them, perfectly consistent with each other. And when I say perfectly consistent, I mean down to the littlest detail. So if we go up here to like the Yahoo listing, it says 1866 Oriental Avenue. Just having AVE in all of the other listings, if that was your current address, would be a big deal versus actually writing out the word avenue. So every little detail needs to be 100% consistent across all of the different citations and pretty much every place that you show up online. And that's really going to help bump you up in those listings. So you can see that there's a lot of the inconsistencies. There's a lot of that you don't have a listing set up yet. Now, for example, if we go over to, I also pulled up Cobb because they showed up on top here. So if we go over to Cobb, it says that they're 36% inaccurate. For example, yours was 75% inaccurate. So if we go over to Cobb, you can see that they've got most of their addresses. They don't even have a full address. It just says Prescott AZ. This one down here says Robinson on Facebook. But as far as their inconsistencies, no address. It's almost entirely in the address, and even most of those are just because it says Prescott instead of an actual full address. But you can see how many citations they've actually got here. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've got all of these listings set up, and the vast majority of them are very consistent. And that is a huge factor in why they are ranking at the top. And I've done this search for electricians in Prescott and in Prescott Valley, and I've done it, with an incognito window, so it's not even factoring in my location or proximity to these businesses. And Cobb almost always ends up on top, and this is a big reason why. So even if somebody in Chino Valley searched, they would probably come across Cobb as well. So they've got all these citations from different directories and data aggregators that are so consistent with very few differences. And another thing is their website. Now, this is not a very fancy website at all. It's very, very basic. But as you can see, they've got multiple pages. They've got their company page. They've got the different electric pages for commercial, residential, and the different things that they do. And they've got contact us and then a gallery. And if we just click on the gallery here, if we look at these images, if these images are what you call geotagged, then basically what that does is it links the image to your business address, and that makes it bump up even farther in Google. Google recognizes that there's more links coming back that have the exact same address and business information, and it just helps bump you up even that much farther. So that would be huge. Down here they've got their address, phone number, their hours of operation, email address. They've got everything. Even links to their Yelp and their Facebook and their Google Plus pages, and that's another huge factor as far as getting up there in the rankings. This is just their Moz one. You can see that where your Google was 100% incomplete, theirs is 100% complete. So they've got that built up really nice. Now if we go back over to your website quick, it's a one-page website. You have a home button up here that links right back to the same website. So if I click on this, it just takes you right to the same page here. There's no other page on your website. I'm waiting for it to load still. Okay, so now it's loaded, and it's the same page. And it's the same thing with clicking your logo up here. On most websites, you click that logo and it takes you home. Same thing here, but it's still your only page. So all it's going to do is refresh the same page. And then here we've got your phone number, which is good to have your phone number front and center, for sure. But any of these links down here, if we click on them, all it does is just take us down the page, and it's the same page. So Google only has one page to index instead of multiple pages with different keyword text and things of that nature to help you rank even higher. You've got some pictures down here. This is good. Having your ratings from Home Advisor is definitely a good thing there. But if we go down here into the footer, all it says is site by 928 Media Lab, and there's no actual footer with any links. Like for example over here at Cobb, I've got the full footer with these links, the name, address, phone number, and another menu down there, which is what you really want. And there's not even an email address or physical address anywhere on your website here. And that would go also a long way as far as on-site SEO to help your your Google ranking get that much higher. So everything I'm talking about here really just ties into trying to get you at the top here. So when somebody searches for an electrician around here, that they see you up in this 3-pack. Okay. So the page that this is on has like a little calendar so that you can schedule a call with me if you'd like to talk about this some more. We can go into greater detail if you like, and I can tell you, how I'll be able to help you with all of this. And it's very inexpensive, especially compared to any other kinds of advertising. But we can get to that later if you're interested in even looking at this farther. But the point is getting your business up here in Google has a very high potential. Obviously I can't guarantee anything. Nothing's a guarantee in life, but these guys up here, they're getting the bulk of the business throughout the entire Quad City area, because this is where everybody goes to search for any kind of local professionals or local businesses. I'm sure you yourself have probably done it 100 times. So anyways, go ahead and book a call with me, and I will call you at the time that you select, and I look forward to hearing from you.